know when something is going to be bad and you just don't go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are the
how I look at
signs?
it. I don't know if you've been there before, if you know what type of people are going to be there, you kind of guess.
You just weed out the bad ones.
Right, and your current mindset, like how you're feeling at the time, you kind of can predict how well it's going to go.
I also set very low expectations.
Yes, same.
Yes.
So if I'm like,
expectations.
wow, no one yelled at me today, or no one bumped into me, or no one like, you know, like nothing dramatic happened. We went, we left, and that was cool. Then I'm like, what a fun day! What a fun outing.
Okay, so low bar.
Low bar.
And then weed the bad ones out.
Pre-game.
There you go.
Right.
Have a support system there.
Yeah, at least one person you can like just clock all the drama with and one eyelid across the room. Like, you just hear what she said? Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And when that problematic shit doesn't become World War III, like that. That's a blessing.
Yep.
We rose above the ignorance.
On the border chosen, near the border posted. Hear the offer, clear the orders, here before we coasted. Cabinet from 94, beer to pour from another ocean. You cats posing with the sword of omens. Twist Feli.
Everybody, welcome to Strong Enough.
Can we share something?
Yeah, sure, cheer. Yay! Yay! It's a podcast.
Hey.
It's about mental health and explores the minds of young people of color and how they go about the world.
Like that?
I am the host,
I wish it was like
Olivia Ashton. And I'm joined in the room by some special people. First, my team members. Give a shout out to our reporter, Javi.
Hello.
What up, Javi?
Hey.
I'm joined by 4 young people of color in the city of Chicago, making it, living, struggling, striving, surviving. Good times. First, we have Jalen, a 23-year-old African-American man. Jalen is an actor here in Chicago, originally from Camden, Mississippi.
Country boy, country boy.
Country boy. What up,
I
Mississippi?
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm southern all
It just never
day.
came up. That's awesome.
Next, we have Feli, a 24-year-old Latina woman. I laughed because I saw Latina woman, and I want to make sure that I said Latina woman. That's what you had said. Feli is... Ooh, the liquor's hitting all of us now. That's great. Feli is the creator of a blog and movement called Gordita's Way. She is Chicago made, born, and raised.
Hey.
Ooh, hello, Feli.
That was nice.
Up next, we have Desirée Jones, a 24-year-old artist still finding her ground. Aren't we all?
Yes.
Desirée is a Chicago transplant from Arizona. She works with film photography and writes poetry. She also co-hosts a wonderful podcast called The Black Girl Report. It's where these 2 black girls report.
True.
And last but not least is José, a 24-year-old queer Cuban Filipino. What do you call that when you combine the 2?
Cubino?
I wasn't gonna
Someone
say
made it up in elementary school. Cubino?
Cubino?
Yeah.
All right.
They were like, you know, Cubino.
It's a movement.
Yeah, sure.
Jose is a barista and a screenwriter with an overpriced, semi-related college degree from some school in Chicago.
That's exactly where I'm at.
You know what? You graduated.
Present.
All right, so we're here because 'tis the season for social obligations, whether it's family, your friends, or your coworkers. So we're about to talk about that today. So I asked y'all a few questions before you got here, just to get a sense of where y'all stood with the obligatory social things. So I asked more often than not, what I experienced at social gatherings is better or worse than what I expected prior to attending. Now, in hindsight, I don't know if that was a great question. I'm not a researcher. I don't craft surveys.
I think it's actually really good.
But all of you said better.
Yeah.
All of you said better, which I was like, wow. Honestly, I would put worse.
No, it's
I feel like you know when something is going to be bad and you just don't go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are
That's
the
how I look at
signs?
it. I don't know if you've been there before, if you know what type of people are going to be there, you kind of guess.
You just weed out the bad ones.
Right. In your current mindset, like how you're feeling at the time, you kind of can predict how well it's going to go.
I also set very low expectations.
Yes, same.
Yes.
So if
No
I'm like,
expectations.
wow, no one yelled at me today, or no one bumped into me, or no one like, you know, like nothing dramatic happened. We left, and that was cool. Then I'm like, what a fun day! What a fun outing.
Okay, so low bar.
Low bar.
And then
Low
weed
bar.
the bad ones out.
Pre-game.
There you go.
Right.
Have a support system there.
Yeah, at least one person you can like just clock all the drama with, and when I look across the room, like, you just hear what she said? Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And when that problematic shit doesn't become World War III like that. That's a blessing. We rose above the ignorance. Like,
So positive. See, then I'm doing the wrong things because I feel like I can weed them out pretty good, but that's just because I don't go ever to anything. So the expectations is I probably won't come. So then if I do come, it's like, ooh, she came.
Right.
But I do set a very high bar, unfortunately. I think that's my issue.
That's
Very
right.
high
You
bar.
didn't go to that show we were supposed to go.
I didn't, but that's because of
Oh, that's
depression,
right.
not mine, but of my partners, and I'm trying to be supportive. I mean, we all had it, but it's not mine. In this case, it's not mine. More often than not, I enjoy large social gatherings. We had 2 agrees, and that was our extroverts. So explain yourself.
I like the large social gatherings because I got more avenues I could weed in and out of. 'Cause like when I like go out, it depends on the energy that's gonna be there. I was like, well, I know this person got this type of energy, this person got that type of energy. So it's like large gatherings. I know like if I come across some energy I don't want to like really mess with that night, so I can move over here. Still got me a good 3 people. So I got options. Other like smaller gatherings, like, oh no, I'm stuck here with these 3 bad energies. Put on this friend. So yeah, I like having my options in like those social circles.
So, my family dynamic has changed drastically over the years because I had some immediate family members pass away. So, with that being said, the family that I was raised with is very immediate, it's very small, and like a little boring from time to time. I'm extroverted, so when I have the privilege and the ability in my busy schedule to be able to go to visit my dad's side, huge ass family, super Puerto Rican, like, I'm talking about they bring out the maracas, the Beatles, the instruments, and I'm like, yes, this is where I get it, even though I wasn't raised on this side. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the intimacy, but it's nice. For me, it's a treat because I don't get that a lot. Yeah.
So you want to be able to switch it up,
Yes.
basically. Okay.
And while I'm at it, switch my schedule at work so I can see them more.
Your mom is not boring.
She's not at all, but yeah, just when I'm together with my whole family, like for holidays and stuff, it's very different with the 2 sides. Yeah.
So you're saying if it's larger, you feel like you have more space to expand and maybe wow out a little bit more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Desirée, who said neutral.
Neutral. Because sometimes I do want to be in those larger situations, sometimes where you really want to get crazy, but I feel like it's like the opposite of what Jalen said. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm being too much of a social butterfly, where I'm moving from group to group, and I don't feel like I'm supposed to be there, Whereas an intimate gathering is like, oh, I found this niche of people that I can like sit and be with and continue talking about. And like even if I do wander about to other folks, I know I can still come over here and be in my element. So I think that's why I like more intimate gatherings, but definitely big ones are fun.
So is it ideal to like have an anchor? Like if you're in a large gathering, you still have your group of people
Yeah.
that you can go to.
Yeah. So sometimes if it's a big gathering, I'll show up by myself because I know there's going to be at least one person I know there. But I try to have someone there that I'm at least a little bit closer to, so it's not weird that I'm just pulling up on someone I see from time to time at a party and we have good conversation. And that doesn't mean we're like close enough to start following you around the party. Like,
very true.
So intimate gatherings they can be fun.
Jose, you said you disagree.
Yeah.
Why do you disagree?
It was kind of a weird question to answer because I like concerts. I like festivals to an extent. So when I like want to go see like an artist or something, I know that I'm going to be like in a group of like large people that I don't know, and like but like again, sort of like the opposite of what you said is I can kind of like go even more internal when I'm in like a larger group of people. And then just kind of be like the fly on the wall kind of person that's like can kind of pick and choose. But I don't prefer that. I do prefer being like in a smaller space with people that I know, with people that like I'm friends with, people that I trust. Like that just makes me feel more comfortable. But I like to party.
Yeah.
Party boy.
I've been to clubs.
A little bit.
It's not all the time.
I guess I should also ask, how would you all define a large, like how many people does it take for it to be just like a little get together to this is a party, this is a large event?
Shoulders. When you're shouldering everybody where you're walking. When you gotta do that sideways turn and slide.
Yes.
Just
The turn
large,
slide.
intimate. You can kind of go sit on the couch and it's okay. You know, it's not like random people squishing on the couch. A lot of bottles on the table. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a volume thing. Like
Yeah, just space.
Can you breathe?
Yeah.
Are you sweating?
are there multiple people in multiple rooms, or is it like
It's
one
like,
room?
how high do I gotta take my volume, my voice? Like, I talk to you like this,
There are dance circles. Our cameras out. If it's intimate, no one has their camera out because no one's really fully happening.
Yeah.
Next question. More often than not, I volunteer to help organize or host social gatherings. One person strongly disagrees, which is also the only time that anyone strongly agrees on any of the questions. And that was Jalen.
Being honest.
Yeah, I don't do well on that end. Like, I'm quick to be like jumping onto other plans. Like, cause I'll sit back and wait. Like, it's too much work to plan to get everybody's schedule together. I like to be surprised with it. Like, I could go into the night think I'm just gonna sit on the couch, watch some Netflix, play some video games. Next thing you know, oh, you wanna go grab a drink? Yes. I like to jump on your plans.
So I just said organize. You're saying you don't even want to have to put out the invitation. You
I always do that. Cause I know like my friend groups or like the people I hang with, it's too much. Like I get trouble, especially with actors. Like you got some people who won't mess with these people. It's like I don't feel like weeding through all that.
Drama.
And then I invite this person, can't invite that. When they find out about it, they come to me like, "Why you ain't invite me?" If you know so and so was there. You like nah.
Actor on actor crime.
Right.
Yes.
I just rather sit back, stay neutral.
Okay. We have a disagree, and that is from Jose. Why did you
Is that
say
accurate?
I don't know. Is it accurate?
I like helping. I like helping friends out. But like, again, this has kind of just been my upbringing. Is like my house was always the like party house, and like my family's like always hosting the party, always hosting the New Year's Eve, always whatever. And like my mom and dad, like they were partiers in college, and like they're very social and very outgoing. And I like, so as much as I can like, I'm used to navigating those things. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy like running around and like stressfully getting things together, and like that's what Christmas break is for me, is going home and helping my family make a party and make sure everything's fine. And it usually ends up on my shoulders of trying to maintain everything because everyone's just jumping. So it's like a lot of responsibility. Yeah, I think it has to do with like scale and who it is, like context, I guess.
We have a neutral.
I was neutral.
You were neutral. Why were you neutral? You going with the flow? Or are you non-existent at all? You just disappear whenever the invitation comes up to help.
It depends. It depends on. I mean, it depends on how badly like I want it. Like if we're in this together and something we're both passionate about. But then those things can change. It's always changing, you know. What I want one day might not be what I want the next day. So I would say if it's for somebody that I'm close to, I'm down to help you plan something, you know. And then like it's just a lot of responsibility. So I feel like that's why I'm neutral. Because once you're committed and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have commitment issues. I really do. So it's difficult. It's difficult barriers to kind of like navigate. But I'd say like at least in the extracurricular groups I'm involved in, like usually they got other people to deal with that stuff.
Yes.
Thankfully, I wouldn't say it's like something that I'm not strong at, but I won't say it. I don't know. I'm like right in the middle. Like it all depends.
So are you the type of person that feels like you have to follow through if you've already committed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why it's hard to make that initial decision in the first place. Needless to say, like there have been times, even I'm currently struggling with something that I thought I wanted, and right now I'm like, oh, I don't know if right now is the best time for that. And I think that's okay, but I just kind of have problems depending on who the people are, like vocalizing that and letting them know. Overall, I'm pretty blunt and pretty transparent when it comes to people that I feel intimate with, but sometimes you might get into something that seems really cool, but you don't really know the people. And for me, the intimacy is so important, you know, like the trust. Right. There's no trust there. It's like, why am I letting you know? Like,
okay. No.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Desiree agreed though. She said more often than not, I'm the one that is volunteering to help.
So after hearing Feli talk, I was like, that's more of the avenue I'm on. But when I heard the question, what immediately came to me was my friend Bianca at Circus Studio. And like, I don't help her plan the events, but as far as support and promo and stuff like that, I'm definitely in that. And since we live so close, if she needs me to help set up some shit or fucking walk her dog, I'll do it because I love that
Those little things matter though.
It does.
That's what I
Stressful.
learned.
It's a German Shepherd. Her name is Cherokee, and she's old and stubborn. But my dear, just so cute. But anyway, she's mainly the only person I really help out with. There, I do have friends who like will come to me and ask me questions, you know, because they feel like I will have some good insight on it. And I do appreciate that a lot. I really do. Sometimes I get those questions. I'm like, oh, why did I put myself in this situation of helping when I can't really? But like Feli said, if I've already made the commitment, I need to follow through with it. Unless there's some like extraneous circumstances, like I have to work, which is a lot of the time. So if I have that time to help out, I will do it. And if I don't really know what I'm doing, I will tell you. And I will flop around like a fish until I figure it out. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of people have helped me out. Maybe not in the same way, but that I need to like contribute back.
That's real.
So those times that you've committed and you follow through with it, do you feel like more often than not you feel good that you actually like committed and followed through on what you promised?
Hell yes.
Yeah?
Hell yes. Because I can change my mind like that. Like, shit, I could just wake up and be like, damn, I'm supposed to do something at 9 o'clock. It's only 10 a.m. I don't want to go already.
Damn.
Like,
You can feel it.
right, it's like, oh, God. And especially in these colder months, you're just like, oh, it's not as easy to just get up and walk out the house.
I ain't
you
getting
know?
paid. I don't
Even here, man.
Hello. But I'll do it.
So you mentioned if your best friend is asking, like you're gonna say yes.
Most
much, 'cause that's
likely.
your best friend. So like 9 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
They know me enough that I'll say no. I'm not afraid to tell them nah.
If we could just go around, is there anybody in your life that you can think of that like 10 out of 10 you're gonna say yes, and not necessarily because you want to, but because either a combination of you feel like that's what you have to do or that's what you need to do? Is there anyone in your life that you can think of?
Oh,
to
hell
name?
yeah.
Multiple people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Who all?
My entire family. Correct.
Your entire family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I go back home, it's just make sure these things work. That's what I do.
It's not fun.
For me, as an introvert, it's not fun. But
Is it more for your family's sake that you're saying yes?
it's like no one else will do it. And it'll be chaos. No one
Okay. So
but
there's
me decides like, hey, I should probably like scrap up. I can't talk shit about like specific members of my family, but
no. This will be on the internet. It's not safe.
but
And I know how your mom FaceTimes.
I will say that I do feel that obligation specifically with my family.
So it's more like if you know your family well enough to know that there will be consequences if it doesn't get done. So you're ready.
It'll just be more drama. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it, and then everyone will be fine, and then it'll be done.
I will agree with some family, like especially immediate family, like especially parents. My dad and mom hit me up like, I got you, sister, brother, I got you. Like, if any, cause like family is like that's who you're supposed to be down for, regardless of anybody else. And then like the chosen family, like and certain best friends come to mind. It's like, yo, you call me 3 a.m, I'm waking up answering. Yeah, some people just like I know, cause they would, if I know that they would do that for me, I would readily do that for them. But if I think they'd be flaky, I'm like, I'll play sleep.
This is a fun one. What's your ideal party? So I won't say whose is who. We're just
Oh, I like this.
I'm not gonna say it. We're just gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it, and y'all just put your comments and let us know if you would attend that party.
Oh, that's fun. That's
Yeah,
fun.
that's
Okay.
a nice way.
And then why or why not you attend that
So you're
party?
like number
Okay.
1.
So the first party: weed, pizza, music, and friends.
I'm there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down.
Totally
Definitely.
there.
I'll take 500, please.
Okay, our next party: casual atmosphere with various decorated niches for relaxing, a mixture of hits to dance and hits to sway. There's a difference.
Yes.
And of course, a 420 friendly area.
This is my favorite.
There is a common theme.
Pacific.
Yeah. Plus 20.
Yes.
We all want to be stoned.
Pretty much.
So,
All right.
Hits to dance and hits to sway. Does anyone want to take a stab at what exactly this means? There's 2 different kinds of hits. Is what this is telling us.
Yeah, so
like
they
this
need
reminds
hits.
me like the top half of Frank Ocean album and the bottom half.
That's a good way. But yeah.
Who do you want to dance with?
My best friend.
Myself.
Best friends dance.
You want to dance with yourself? Like if yourself walked in
That's
here
kinda
right
good,
now?
though.
Yeah, I like. I like vibing out.
Okay,
myself.
extrovert.
That is really fun though when you like hear a song that's like only for you.
Yes.
You know what? This is just my moment.
This is my
I'm gonna hear the
moment.
song and like this will be fun and great. Yeah, I get that.
You just forget about the world around you.
Yeah.
You close your eyes and then everything else is gone.
Yeah, let me go on my own.
It's just you and that song and the moves.
That's beautiful.
And the weed.
You really were just like.
Latin
We
music,
going,
you
we
dance to
going.
for sure.
Let's go now.
Someone dances to Latin music no matter what.
Right.
You can put on American dance music and you'll still get people hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
You coming off that wall.
There comes that one point in the night where you reheat up all the food that you ate like 2 hours ago.
Yes.
Because everybody's drunk and ready to eat some more.
Right, round 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's more important, the food or the music?
more important?
What's more important?
Can you have one without the other?
Music.
I'll say I'm leaning towards music.
Because you can have some bomb-ass carne asada, but you playing polka music.
I'm still out. I'm grabbing a plate to go.
I don't know. I honestly think you can get a lot. You can get away with a lot of food. Like with good food. Like I've had really shitty like my graduation party for high school was like in a retirement home clubhouse.
I'm sorry.
But it was a bunch of Cuban Filipino older people that were like, so terrible music, like just not good music, but we had like amazing Cuban and Filipino food. And everyone was fine. Everyone was like, this is great. There's a ton of Cuban and Filipino food everywhere.
I love both, so it's hard.
Yeah.
Food and music. But I would say music.
Music? What about you, Jen?
Music.
Music?
I say music.
If you have really good food,
So you say
when
food
you
too.
walk in and it's dead silent, are you staying for the food?
I will stay for. I will just get it to go.
You can't get it to
Really?
go though. This is a function.
Yeah.
Your attendance is a part of the whole deal.
I would make that plate and be like, shit, I forgot I got an audition. I
You'd
gotta
sneak
go.
out with a plate.
I would leave it.
You plastic wrap a plate.
Yeah, plastic
Shit,
wrap.
that's not an option.
I know. There's always a way to go.
I'm gonna eat in 5 minutes and bounce.
Right.
That's a question I'll ask before I get to the last party. So how long do you personally feel obligated to stay before you dip?
With bad music?
With the party that you
Don't
don't
wanna be
necessarily
there.
want to be there,
And
but you
maybe
feel like you have to go, so you did go. Now,
What's the
how long?
shortest?
What's the timer? You put a time on the clock. How long are you there before you feel it's acceptable to leave?
10, 15 minutes?
Oh my
Yeah.
Well, when you get in, you're looking around, so it's like 10 minutes.
10.
That's true.
You gotta give it another 15 to see if it'll change.
You don't want to be the first in line for food, so you gotta wait for everyone. Unless there's an open bar, that's another story.
Yeah, but then I get drunk to his
Or
fun.
terrible
You don't
music. But like, what if there's terrible music and you can't dance after the food?
But you got an open bar.
True. That's
Free
That's a game
liquor.
changer.
Oh, I'm gonna have to drink everything.
Because then the music just gets fun.
I don't know, my job had an event that was pretty boring, but had amazing food, and I managed to eat all the appetizers and every single food in like 15 minutes, and then I was out.
That's
So
real.
you focused on the food.
Yes.
You're like, I'm going to finish the food.
I mean, those.
You need a game plan. You need, like, am I going to attack the food?
The
Then I'm going
boys
to get
that were
out.
catering knew me very well. In a short period of time.
Ooh.
Maybe a short period of time in the first 5 to 10 minutes.
Our last party that we'll never guess who it was that said this. Henny, weed, and a bunch of artistic, intellectual black mofos. Yes!
Let's go.
Artistic, intellectual black mofos.
Yeah.
A bunch.
A bunch.
Yeah, you.
How
Okay,
much
have a couple.
is that like
Who's going to this party?
all of us?
Everyone's going to this party? Where are you going to this party?
It's an intellectual conversation, especially when you're drunk.
I love artists.
Yeah,
I love
it's
artists.
It gets so much more deep. It's like it's deep on another level.
Yeah, I'm
as
here
you're
for this.
drinking.
This
Or
is
not.
unrestricted.
Yeah.
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 And it's like you feel it more. It's like.
Also, if it's just like people of color, it's better.
It's relatable.
Because they can go on a whole nother deep level.
Yeah, that's another
You gotta pick
level.
up depression, all types of other shit.
Turning
you're
into
like,
like
oh,
a white
black
person at a party, like, God, dude.
Okay,
Why?
right. So when you imagine like a white intellectual versus like a brown or black intellectual or artist, like you don't want to be like in that room. You want to be in the other room.
Right. Also, those white intellectuals will just try and prove you wrong. Like in that conversation.
One party I went to, like, we was all like just lit as hell. And it was like a deep ass conversation about like Harold's versus Uncle Remus.
Oh.
And like, that's not like I know.
I've had Harold's once and Uncle Remus never, so I can't be in this conversation.
See, I tried
Tell
Uncle
me,
Remus
please.
recently. Uncle
Educate
Remus,
me.
What's the?
Uncle Remus got that sauce,
Okay.
and it's a game changer. Harold's, I feel like Harold's like they fry their chicken better, but Remus got the better sauce to go on top of it.
What is
Oh,
the
the
sauce?
sauce.
Is it like
What
a
is the
home
sauce?
sauce or is it a specific?
It's like their own little like home sauce or whatever type of sauce. Or the way they do their mild sauce, it's like I just appreciate it a lot better. It's like it just hit your soul in a different way.
The sauce is everything.
It's everything. I'm like,
Because that's the whole flavor.
but see, like, I couldn't say this in front of like a group of white people because like I know they judge like this nigga.
Because you can't talk about chicken.
I can't talk about chicken. No, they like it too.
Real
Can you imagine like a bunch of white people talking about chicken?
white people, there's a secret. White people love fried chicken. White people
Just don't know how to cook
specifically, white people love all the shit black people love. They always have. They just don't talk about it, and they don't have to, because they can enjoy it without any of the negative stuff falling back on them. But they love it.
No. What they do too is they take whatever you have done and then try and make it
And
and
own it.
put an expensive price on it.
Right.
And say that
But no, they love
improved
it.
Like how leftovers became meal prep.
Think of an acquaintance that you know, and you know them fairly well personally, so you know that they're a cool person. But you know that you can't necessarily talk to them about everything or go with them everywhere. But they just invited you to a party. And you waited a few too many seconds to realistically lie your way out of it.
You mean minutes and hours?
And now you have to go. How are you going to deal with attending this party? Also, tell us what this party is going to be. You don't got to tell us who this person is, but tell us what you believe their party would be like.
It's gonna be country music.
No way.
A lot of this.
No way. Country music at a
So country music and white girl, the white girl two-step.
The white girl. A white girl two-step. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
all the lights are on. That's like the number one thing where I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. Why can't everyone see everyone? That's like literally number one. I was like, I just need like a little bit of dark, like hue, like whatever. But if all the lights are on, I'm uncomfortable. Like right away. Sitting is kind of weird.
Yes.
Everyone, or just like a lot of people sitting. That's like scary.
If I'm the go-to person for what is rhythm, the party, yeah, that's terrible.
When no one else is rhythm, when no one else is rhythm, you can feel it. You can feel it.
Oh my god.
If white people paid us for all the stuff they asked us to teach them,
I'll be rich here. Reparations would not be an issue. Like,
Behind a doggy.
that
Oh.
could be nay nay.
oh, I can juju on that beat.
What about like a white guy dance battle?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I will walk through the middle of the battle out.
Honestly, I wish those are the ones that I saw. The ones that I've seen are like, it's always a person of color, and specifically, it's always like either a black or Latin person who's going to dance, and then like the white. It's not even just any kind of white.
Yeah.
It's the furthest white person that you thought would ever try to dance visibly in front
And he's
of
like
other
trashed.
people.
He's for sure trashed.
But he's a little tipsy, so he comes out of the cut and he just starts wilding, and you don't know what he's doing, and it's kind of scary.
No rhythm.
Because I grew up in the church and I'm like, are you possessed? Like it's all fun and games until you start saying demonic shit. And then you should be concerned because you're just moving and jerking everywhere. And then hands down, this always happens. He ends up quote unquote winning because everyone is just so amazed that this guy embarrassed himself.
It's like, you know what, assimilation is not the key because you know because you know what, when they start playing the like, because you know everywhere, no matter where they have to play the Latin music because they know it'll bring something, right? Despacito or whatnot. Right? It's all crap because as soon as they start playing that, a little bit of salsa or something, you know, you might be just grabbed all of a sudden, like by no choice. You could be sitting at the bar not listening to Despacito. And all of a sudden, somebody's like, "You're dancing with me because you have to, and you're gonna teach me how to do all of this."
Because their life is a movie, and you're
Right.
gonna. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? That acquaintance invites you to a party, you have to go. What's the party look like?
Oh, I have another. I've just been to a lot of these, so I'm like, I
You've
know
been
what they
forced
are.
to a lot of parties.
So sitting, bad lighting, getting kicked out by like everyone being like
a curfew.
Yeah, like a curfew. Like, guys have to work tomorrow. Like, time to leave. That's happened to me before. It was like so weird. Because she was like, hey, everyone, like, come over to my house. We'll have, like, a party and, like, everyone get together and drink and whatever. And then around, like, 11:30, she was like, guys, I have to work tomorrow. Like, it was basically, like, we close in 10 minutes. Like, can you leave? And I was like, we just got here. We're just drinking. Like, curfew.
Oh, this just reminds me of college, you know?
Yeah,
I thought you were going to a party and it was
Mm-hmm.
majority white folks because that was my college demographic. It was small liberal arts school, so all the minorities were friends. I was literally friends with all the black people, all the Latinos. We all knew each other. Yeah. We were our own crew, and then we walked into the party ready to turn up, and we were the party. Yeah. We were the damn party.
That's not side. You're the party.
You're the party. Like,
you're the only people of color there. Yeah,
we
probably.
were the party, and now I just protect my energy. So
there you go.
I tell these white
Okay.
like, I'll be in Atlanta. I'll be out of town. I will be here. I'll be there, and I won't be there. I'll be with my mom. I even have an excuse now. I'll be vlogging. This whole year has been protect my energy.
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody in it because they don't deserve it. It's a privilege.
I like that.
Do you feel more of an obligation? And I mean obligation in a negative.
Negative connotation.
Not in some type of honor code type of valor and honor type of thing.
Like
No.
where you're like,
not you'll bring honor to the sauce.
Yeah,
it's like God damn it.
Yeah. Got it.
Obligation in that sense. Do you feel more of an obligation towards being with your family or being with your friends?
Obligation in a bad way?
Yes, and it is going to be a sacrifice for yourself, but you're going to do it.
I know how I want to answer, but I don't want to be rude. Rude to who?
Right. Yeah, that's difficult. Cause like I don't get to see my family enough for it to feel like an obligation to see them. But at the same time, looking at my bank account, sometimes getting to them is like feels like an obligation because I can't afford to get back home. But I'm gonna spend this $250 because I need to see y'all for the holiday. Like, it would be wrong if I didn't see y'all.
That's kind of where I'm at now too. Is like, I know this is technically like an obligation, and I've learned to like genuinely appreciate that time because it's like a different state and because I'm like traveling. That I'm like, when I have the time to be here, like, let me appreciate it, even like with all the problems, all the drama, all the stress, all the things I had to like endure. And this is after therapy.
I love it.
So yeah, I'm kind of learning to appreciate it a little bit more because before it was like very much like I'm here at their will and I'm here to just do whatever like they need me to do. But like I think now I'm like more open to like that special time, like kind of like what you said.
Where's home?
Southern California.
Nice.
I haven't spent the holidays with my family since I moved out here because Arizona's just too far.
Yeah.
And tickets during holidays are too far.
Ridiculous.
So like the first two times I visited was in November, and I visited in June last year to surprise a sister for her birthday. Then I visited in October of this year. And that was a surprise before my other sister's birthday. And it's just like, you guys gonna help me go out for Christmas?
Right.
You talking about it. You always talking about like, do you have Christmas money?
Let's be clear.
Do you realize
The gift.
I live in
That's
a big ass city, which means this airport is hosting everyone, which means my tickets are not going to be fucking Southwest Airlines cheap. So with living out here and when I visit home, I do sometimes feel like I'm obligated to speak to my family. But I'm also on the I grew up with you, know everything about you, and all of you have kids, and I don't, and I love my friends, so I'm going to hang out with my friends. Because they also have their own lives in this state I don't live in anymore, so I need to see them. So sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, I know you. We grew up together with blood.
Right.
You know I love you if I don't talk to you, but like I can't
Right.
always talk or do everything with you like I can with my friends.
And sometimes family, they tend not to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's the
I
same,
got
right?
uncles that like the same conversation I was
Isn't
having with them
that
at
wild?
15 is the same conversation they try to have.
Every year I
me
go
now.
back, I'm like, whoa,
It's
everyone
like-
is like,
The same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, have y'all like, do y'all grow, challenge yourself? Nope. Still talk the same old, same old.
Close-minded.
Closed-minded as hell.
Not even willing to listen. Not even willing to learn. Like,
I don't even try.
We all been racist.
I stopped
about
trying.
I
family.
can't try anymore.
I stopped trying.
I can't
And
try
that is not
anymore.
our jobs.
That's why I'm coming to terms with, because like now I do like
Right.
sit at the table, I hear them say stuff, and it's like I could challenge you, but then at the same time, like you 50 plus years old. You
Every
ain't-
POC's family, every POC's family call everyone Asian or Chinaman.
Right.
It's like the Cubans too. Los Chinos. I
The
did
fact
not
that
know-
my
Asiáticos.
Cuban family,
Asiático.
Asiático.
I just introduced
Guilty.
Feli to the term Asian. Because
you would be so fascinated by like my family coming together
So
because
wrong.
the Cuban and Filipino side was very weird about how they would talk to each other, despite having like really like big Spanish influences because of colonialism. So like a big roasted pig in the middle of a party is cool with everyone, but like yeah, they do use language that doesn't necessarily match up for.
It's crazy because it's like across a lot of Latin cultures. I didn't even know
Yeah.
what I was saying
a
was
lot of
problematic.
Latinos.
Yeah.
And I tried
They
to
just
tell my mom,
do.
she's like, that's too many syllables. No. She was like, Corinne was even saying like, no. And my mom was like, no, too much.
When my mom started dating my dad, there was like a whole like weird like transition from like how my family was talking about my like other side of my family. But
Damn.
it's weird. That's also fun going back home and then
Language.
It's like a lot of my family are very, oh my god, like I have these like gay coworkers. They're so fun. Oh my god, like every time I walk up to them, they're like, oh my god, hi. And I'm just like, but you don't think they should marry and stuff, but you're so fine with them being your friends at work to have stories to talk about and talk about your clothes. Like that's not cool.
But God forbid you're
Like I don't think they should marry or
No,
anything, but
right?
I'll definitely be their friend in the work.
No human rights. No human rights.
no.
But if they can
It's just
entertain me.
I remember the shocking part. It was probably like sophomore year of college, like growing up Bible Belt South Mississippi, and like I was talking to my mom, or one of my aunties or somebody came up to me and was like, "Yeah, we just found out your cousin's gay, but we just gonna pray for her, pray it away." And I just remember just being like pray it away. And I was like, "The fuck?" But then I realized like, no, before college, like that would have been a totally normal thing to hear. And I'm like, no. Like, we need to catch up. But like, no, they stay in that environment, they stay in that mindset, and everything keeps supporting. I'm like, ooh.
Did your college experiences kind of stick your antenna up for these things a lot more?
Way up.
For sure.
It's like you can't.
You're learning about microaggressions.
Microaggressions, misogyny.
You're able to put it to words too, because it's not that you don't know it.
Right.
It's like you didn't know there was vocabulary.
Yeah,
You could
like,
speak
it don't
with
feel
the
right,
white
but-
people and come at them.
that's what I learned when I went back home is when I would hear something like
You have
shitty
power.
or whatever. I'm like, wait, I know the history. I know like
Yes.
I know the facts and the receipts of what I'm saying and how I feel now, and then
And it gives you a sense
to
of
be
power.
yeah, it does. But then like to be looked down on or be shocked by everyone else.
Like, honestly, who used the word problematic over 2 years ago? No one.
No.
Like you problematic, like when you're talking about machinery or something, but now you're talking about people.
Right, yeah.
Like,
And I
They
think
said it's problematic. Yeah.
like oh shit.
Think about it.
we're clearly in like a really intense moment in politics.
It's like I can't call them Chinamen. I can't call them faggots. I can't call them colored.
Right. Yeah.
Like, no, you
I can't
can't.
No, you actually can't.
Because everything's on the table now, so I think older generations are wrestling with like
Fucking baby boomers
vocabulary
get
and
the fuck out of
terms,
here.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're hopefully realizing that their words mean something to us, but probably not.
All they're realizing is that they're about to die, so they don't care.
What? How does that change when this is your family that we're talking about?
I know, yeah.
It's just so weird because you have to navigate like discomfort and like your own culture of having to respect and not talk back.
Your
Like,
elders.
those are my elders. And I even find myself like correcting like people at my job or like maybe white people that might be right to question them, but I'm like, no, they're your elders. So then I'm fucked up too. Like, and it's just like
You
it's
internalize
this,
it.
it's this weird internalized like fight within yourself to know what's right and like want to stand up for it and like want to have this conversation, but like not want a World War III because you know it's not gonna go anywhere. Like, it's not gonna stick. Like,
So do you all give them more leeway because they're family or because they're also people of color and they're also subjected by the same things?
Both.
Like, I remember I went home for Thanksgiving and I had my hair rolled up like this. My granny was like, boy, you better pick out your hair. Ain't nobody gonna hire you at a job. You got your hair like that. And like, when he say that, like, I had to go through several checkpoints in my mind. It's like, one, he grew up in an era where you had to just look like as passable as you can, respectful. Two, he's not gonna change. Three, he's my elder. So,
all these different.
and then I gotta find a way to like kind of show him like, but granddad, I got 3 jobs right now. All my managers are white, and I wear my hair like this. So what do you? No, they just doing it. Okay, I tried.
That's all you can't do. You try.
I tried. I was like,
You try inside.
Try.
Sword of omens. Sword of omens. Sword of omens. Come to my hand. Sword flashes for Shinra Inc.
We'd like to give our sincere thanks to Jalen, Feli, Desirée, and José for sharing their stories with us. But before we go, where can the people find you and your work if you want to go around? Start with you, Desirée.
You can find me at Elenad Sanaj. It sounds very weird, I know. It's my middle name and last name backwards, Danielle Jones. So ELLEINADSENOJ.
Yeah, memorize it backwards.
Memorize it backwards. It's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Yeah, and my podcast is The Black Girl Report on all platforms. And we're still on this very, very, very long hiatus, but we're trying to come back because we love y'all.
Feli, where can people find you?
So I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I had to actually pull up my Instagram because I just changed the name. So on my platform, say Gordita's Way, which is the name of my blog. If you all go to my blog, it's www.gorditasway.wordpress.com. All the links are in my social media. So basically, go to the bottom of the page, press follow, subscribe, and confirm your subscription in your email. On Facebook, I'm Felicita Hernandez. And Instagram, I'm Gorditas_way.
Yeah, you can find me Instagram, Facebook, Jalen Gilbert. Should pop right up. Projects coming up though. What we got in March? Dontrell Who Kissed the Sea with First Floor Theater.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah, I'm a player.
One more time for the people.
Yeah, Dontrell Who Kissed the Sea.
Oof.
Yeah, that's great.
That'll be
Do it again.
Yeah, I keep that. That's gonna be in March. It's gonna be at the Den Theater in Wicker Park. Check it out. It's gonna be a majestic show.
Majestic.
Yeah. Follow me.
Alright. Jose, where people can find you?
I'm just on Twitter and Instagram. Jose with a Z _ FIG_.
Like hoes.
Like Liza. Liza
Like
with a Z.
Liza with a
Instead of
Z.
Jose.
Like
Jose.
Liza.
Except my name is
Underscore
literally
feet.
just Jose. It's like, that's it. You can find updates on my entire life there.
Next time we'll be talking about tokens. The only person of color at a predominantly white institution. Why on earth do people of color still find themselves to be the only one where they work or go to school? How does this affect our mental health and future success in our careers and education?
I'll tell you how. Tune in next week. I will tell you how.
Woo! Well, I will be investigating on white people's most favorite holiday after the Super Bowl and Cinco de Mayo, which is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If you'd like to share your story strong enough, please email us
really
at
like that
radical.
day.
They really,
They
really
get to
do
show their
like.
allyship.
They love MLK. If you'd like to share your story with Strong Enough, please email us at radicalpoc@gmail.com, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at radical_colors. For more information about Strong Enough, our amazing team, or how to support us, visit our site at radicalcolors.com/strong enough. Thank you so much. And until the next episode, take care. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.